Learn how to instantly launch different Python versions using PyManager. First, let's open the Start menu to check if PyManager is installed on the system. Navigate to All Programs and scroll down to the letter P. Once there, open the Python Install Manager. Launch it, and this window will immediately appear. This is a native Windows application, similar to the applications you install on your mobile device. You can download it directly from the Microsoft Store, which makes installation incredibly simple. However, we won't run it from the GUI. We will use the terminal instead. This screen provides quick help. We'll skip online help for now and exit the application. To begin, launch your Start menu and search for Terminal. Open the terminal. On Windows 11, it defaults to PowerShell mode. You can switch to Command Prompt if preferred. We will stick with the default PowerShell prompt. Now type in Py followed by Manager. Press Enter to run the command. You will see the same help screen return. But this time, the terminal remains open without prompting you for help resources. PyManager is now running. The version number is visible at the top. PyManager lets you run any specific version of Python easily. First, let's check all the Python versions installed on this machine. We can do this using the list command. Simply type PyManager list and hit Enter to view them all. Here they are. We have Python 3.14, 3.13, 3.6, and 2.7. These are the active installations on this machine. Now, let's run a specific version. Suppose your project requires Python 2.7. We can invoke it directly using a simple syntax. Run PyManager exec followed by the version tag. The tag corresponds to the targeted Python version, specifically using the two-part version number. We skip the micro-release or patch number. We target the major number, followed by the minor version number. This lets us ignore security patch variations. We launch it using PyManager exec with the version flag. Let's run it. Watch this. Enter PyManager exec and target our version. We'll run exec version 2.7. And just like that, Python 2.7.18 is running. Notice how our command prompt changes. We are now in the Python interactive shell, ready to execute code. Let's type print hello and hit enter. The output prints instantly. We can perform quick calculations and see the result immediately. This is a dynamic workspace. Welcome to the Python REPL environment. Every command you input runs immediately, showing results before prompting for the next line. REPL stands for read, which evaluates commands like our print statement. It processes the instruction, prints the output, and loops back to await your next input. For example, evaluating 1 plus 2 yields 3, printing 3, and preparing for your next instruction. That is the read, evaluate, print loop, constantly ready for your commands. And that is how you launch any version of Python using PyManager. Subscribe for more Python tips. Installing multiple Python versions is simple with the official PyManager, created directly by python.org. The official makers of Python. We're ready to proceed. If you need setup help, see my last video. Let's dive right in. Open the Start menu and launch Terminal. We'll be using the built-in Windows terminal. By default, it launches directly into PowerShell mode. You can switch to Command Prompt if you prefer. Both options work perfectly. Type PyManager, then press the Tab key. This automatically completes the command name. Including or omitting .exe is optional. It is entirely up to you. We will keep it. Press Enter to display the PyManager help menu. We are interested in these specific commands, PyManager exec, followed by the version. Starting with a major version of 3. 3 is the minimum version supported by this command. So choose version 3 and above. You cannot install obsolete versions like Python 2.17. It supports version 3 onwards. Let's type in the execution command again. We will remove .exe to show it runs the same way. We are ready to execute the installation command. We'll use exec, type exec, and then target version 3. Now specify the precise version number. Let's verify if Python 3.14 exists. 3.14. Let's run the command and watch the magic happen. It is downloading, extracting, and installing Python 3.14. We'll let the process complete. Once done, it immediately launches into Python 3.14. Perfect execution. This version is the latest security release. released on June 10th, 2026 at 10:26 a.m. We are now inside the active Python shell. We can perform interactive tasks inside the read, evaluate, print, and loop cycles. This cycle is known as the REPL. You might know the term REPL, R-E-P-L. Let's input 1 plus 1. It evaluates it to 2. That's evaluation, and displays the output. It prints results and waits for the next prompt. This is the core of Python's REPL. Let's exit for now. We can return back to our system command prompt. To exit, just type the exit command with parentheses. This executes the exit function. We are now back in the PowerShell environment. Next, let's install another version of Python. Let's request 3.13. The terminal immediately begins installing Python 3.13. We will wait for the download process to complete. There we go. Download complete. Now extracting the files. Almost done. Perfect. We are in Python 3.13. Once again, inside the interactive shell. Let's test 1 plus 1. Works perfectly. This is Python's REPL in action. Let's exit again. So PyManager not only downloads and installs Python, but manages multiple installations seamlessly. It only supports version 3 and above. You cannot use it for legacy Python 2 versions. Attempting to install Python 2.12 will fail since version 2 is unsupported. You can easily check all active setups with the list command. Let's check the list. Instead of exec, we run PyManager list. This displays our new installs, 3.14 and 3.13. Did you know you can use PyManager to install multiple Python versions, including specific minor releases? Let's explore how that works. We will open PyManager by typing PyManager and hitting the tab key to autocomplete the command name. You'll see pymanager.exe. You can keep the file extension or omit it. We will omit it for simplicity. Run the list command. As you can see, we currently have Python 3.14 and 3.13 installed. To add a new version, run the base command without any arguments. Simply press Enter, which opens the help menu. Here are some valuable commands. Look at PyManager exec version 3. We will type PyManager exec 3. Now, specify the version number. We currently have Python 3.14.6. But what if we need to downgrade to version 3.14.5? Type 3.14.5. We are replacing version 6 with version 5. Specify version 5 down here. Press Enter. The terminal alerts us that the existing 3.14.6 will be replaced by version 5. Confirm with Yes to continue. It immediately begins installing version 3.14.5. This targets the previous micro-release of Python. PyManager downloads the files and extracts the installation. Done. We are running version 3.14.5. To revert back to the previous version, notice that we are in the interactive Python shell. Type 1 plus 2 to receive 3. Now exit the shell by typing the exit command. Let's test typing exit in uppercase. It fails since Python is case sensitive. Type exit in lowercase. This safely returns us to the PowerShell terminal prompt. Let's reissue our command to target upgrading back to version 6. Omit the patch number this time. This opens the default Python shell, which is not what we wanted. Let's exit the shell again. Now specify 3.14.6. You can downgrade or upgrade freely. Let's upgrade back to version 6. Watch the prompt. The terminal confirms 3.14.5 will be replaced with 6. Confirm the replacement. Executing. It extracts the files instantly since they are already cached. Task complete. Done. We are back on Python 3.14.6, transitioning from 0.5. Exit once again by running exit. We are back in the terminal. PyManager is the modern standard for installing and managing Python environments. If you need a refresher, check my previous videos. As you can see, PyManager makes multi-version setups effortless. Different projects require specific Python versions, especially when it comes to library compatibility and cross-project integration. Now, let's install Python 3.12. Where does Python actually get installed? Let's locate the files. We will pinpoint the exact installation path. Let's begin by adding one more version. we'll run a quick command shortcut, py 3.12. Pressing enter triggers an expected system error. It reports that the target file or directory is missing, confirming it is not in the system path. Let's check C drive, users, username, app data, local, Python, and Python core. Open Windows Explorer and navigate to that target path. Go to C drive, then open users. Open your username folder, then app data and local. Locate the folder named Python. This is the active directory. Inside the Python folder, you'll find Python core 3.13 and 3.14. To add another version, we will launch PyManager and execute the install command. Running PyManager without arguments reveals the comprehensive help options. We need PyManager install, followed by the tag. The tag represents the targeted version number. We will type PyManager install. Since 3.13 and 3.14 are set, we want 3.12. Let's select version 3.12. Press enter and watch the utility execute. PyManager immediately starts downloading and installing. The download progress is displayed. Look at the visual progress tracker. It streams directly from Python's server location, utilizing the file transfer protocol. Done. Extracting now. Download is complete. We await the final extraction, and Python is successfully installed. Looking back at the directory, Python 3.12 is present. To remove a version, run PyManager uninstall. Let's clean up version 3.14. Change the active command in terminal to uninstall. Specify version 3.14. Hit enter. The prompt asks to confirm removal of version 3.14.6. Confirm the prompt. Confirm with yes. The uninstall completes, removing Python 3.14. Check the directory. It has vanished. Only version 3.13 and 3.12 remain. PyManager is highly effective for managing your environments. We will open our terminal, type PyManager, and press Tab on the keyboard. This auto-completes the input and targets the executable. Press Enter to display the help documentation. One useful command is the list option, which displays the active Python runtimes currently on the system. Let's run PyManager list to see every version currently installed. Now, let's install another release. We will target Python 3.14, type PyManager install 3.14, and execute the command. Where are these files stored? Let's check the C drive under users, username, app data, local, and the Python directory. We see 3 versions of Python in this path. Let's check the list again. The 3 active versions are present. You might ask, can we uninstall a version by deleting its folder directly? Let's delete Python 3.13. It is now removed. Running the list command again reveals the version was successfully removed from the system. PyManager automatically syncs any changes made to the source directory. However, instead of manual file deletion, always use the uninstall command. Run PyManager uninstall, specifying 3.14. The terminal requests confirmation for the cleanup. Confirm the prompt. Press yes. Python 3.14 is removed. You can reinstall it instantly by running PyManager install 3.14. It immediately reappears in the directory, fully configured. To wipe all active environments, use the purge command. If you call uninstall without parameters, the CLI prompts an argument error. It instructs you to target a version while displaying help tips. Uninstall a specific target or bypass confirmation with the yes option. We will proceed to purge all local setups. Confirm the request to uninstall all runtimes. Select yes. The utility wipes all configurations, clearing both the bin folder and active cache. This restores a clean state. You are ready to initialize a fresh installation. Let's master the essential Py command on Windows. It is not Python directly, but the Python launcher. Think of it as a central control panel. Just like the Start menu houses various applications on your PC. Allowing you to open calculator or camera programs, so does this tool. It acts as a gateway. Think of Py as your Python Start menu. Pressing Enter without arguments launches the default or latest Python version on your system. Let's exit this shell. The triple arrows show that we are in the active shell. Type Exit to return to the terminal. We are back in PowerShell. The launcher can list all your installed environments. Simply run PyList to view them. Notice the asterisk marking Python 3.14. This means running Py without flags automatically defaults to the starred version on the list. This targets 3.14 directly. We can invoke a specific version by using a dash followed by the version number. For instance, let's target version 3.11. Hit enter and Python 3.11 launches. Note that a basic exit call fails in 3.11. Compare this with version 3.14. 3.14 displays purple shell arrows, unlike older versions. And this simple exit command is not recognized. Instead, it prompts you to use parentheses or press Ctrl-Z. We will type exit with parentheses to leave the shell. To run Python 3.12, what command do we need? Type py-3.12. And now we are inside Python 3.12. Let's test the plain exit command. It is rejected. Parentheses are mandatory here. Type exit with parentheses to return to PowerShell. That covers the functionality of the py command. Running py directly without arguments launches the default starred version. In this setup, that's version 3.14, it defaults to the latest install. Use py-list to inspect all installed versions. Select a specific environment using a single hyphen followed by the tag like -3.11. To exit sessions, use exit for 3.14 and parentheses for earlier versions. Alternatively, use the Ctrl-Z hotkey. Ctrl-Z works universally, including on version 3.14. Press Ctrl-Z. There we go. The command displays on screen, returning you to the system prompt. This summarizes the power of the py utility. It is the Windows Python launcher. Think of it as your Python start menu, whose sole purpose is managing Python execution, just as the Windows Start menu manages application execution. The Python launcher exists exclusively to run your targeted Python environments. Let's expand our knowledge of the Python launcher. Think of it as the ultimate start menu for Python. Just as Windows uses a start menu to launch programs like calculators, clock functions, or file explorers, the py command is the central hub for Python. It is the launcher tool. It targets and runs any version on your PC. Running py-list shows you every available environment you can launch. That's your dashboard. You can launch a specific version by typing py, a single dash, and the tag. For instance, let's run Python 3.11. And just like that, version 3.11 is active. Exit by using parentheses, which are required for version 3.11. Avoid using the plain exit command, as it will be rejected. Now, how do you execute a Python script with this launcher? Think of opening Notepad and pointing it directly to launch a specific document. With Notepad, you click to open it, or look through recently opened files to execute them. This is a very similar workflow. We have a script called MyScriptPython on the desktop. It resides in our desktop directory. We want to launch this file using a specific Python version, perfect for testing behavior differences across environments. To do this, specify the version, like 3.11. Add a space after the version tag and pass the script name. Start typing the name and press the tab key. Observe the tab action. Typing my, since the file is called my_script, and hitting tab auto resolves the target path. The full script file name is completed. The dot represents the active working directory, the desktop. This targets files in the current folder. When we execute this command, the script runs and outputs the printed statement. Hello, how are you? Let's inspect the code file inside Notepad. All it does is run a simple print statement. Matches perfectly. This runs beautifully. Let's run it again. This demonstrates the flexibility of the Python launcher. Run scripts effortlessly across multiple installations. Let's launch it using version 3.12. The script runs and instantly returns directly back to the PowerShell terminal. The session ends and waits for the next task. To execute using the default environment, omit the version number tag entirely. This defaults execution to Python 3.14, which holds the active asterisk on our launcher list. It automatically chooses the latest release. Executing this command runs the script using the newest Python installation. Alternatively, you can manually target 3.14. The execution completes successfully. This is how you master the Python launcher. Think of it as your gateway to manage multiple versions. Easily verify how your code behaves across different Python environments. If this video helped you, please hit subscribe and join me on my mission to teach Python to 1 billion developers worldwide. Did you know the Python launcher has a secret command? First, what is the Python launcher? It is like the start menu on your computer. Just as the Windows menu lets you launch programs like calculator, camera, clock, notepad, and various utilities, the central start menu for Python is the py command. It is the launcher. Its job is to manage different Python environments. Today, let's explore a very special command, py-0. What does it do? This is crucial. Normally, typing py-3 launches the latest active version of Python 3. In our case, that is version 3.14. Let's exit this shell to return to PowerShell. Now, watch what happens when we type py-0. It instantly lists all Python versions on our system. But how can we locate their installation paths? It's incredibly easy. This command is a game changer for Python developers. If you type py-0p, it prints the exact directories. You can locate files instantly. On my machine, they are in C drive, users, username, app data, local, Python, and the Python core directories. They are stored in Python core. This is the modern default. For a full overview of setup guides, check out my previous lessons 30 and 31. Why does this 0 command work? What do the version flags mean? It is simple logic. Nothing complex about it. Historically, we had Python version 2. Using py-2 launched that environment, and py-1 target version 1, but there was never a version 0. No version 0 existed, so core developers repurposed 0 as a custom query flag to quickly list all installed Python runtimes. Adding the p flag tells you exactly where those targets are located. This is incredibly useful. Just type py-0 or '0p. That is all you need. This command saves time by scanning all default directories to reveal every active Python setup on your machine. If this py-0 trick helps, please subscribe, like, and comment to support the channel's growth. Pip is Python's package installer, but running it directly carries a major risk, especially with multiple Python versions installed. Let's explain how pip manages installations. If we check the active Python versions on this system, we see version 3.14, 3.12, and 3.11. To find their exact installation directories, we can use the py-0p flag. 0 has a special meaning here since no version 0 exists, and p requests paths. Check out my previous tutorial to understand the logic behind this 0 command. The terminal displays the target directories. Let's open Windows Explorer to see these folders. Go to C drive, users, username, app data, and navigate to the local folder, then open Python. We see 3 separate versions installed. Each version maintains its own separate folder for installed packages. To verify where pip is located, we can use the where.exe tool in PowerShell. Normally, inside standard command prompt, you would run the basic where command. Typing where pip shows us the exact installation directories. But in PowerShell, remember to specify where.exe followed by pip. This targets the scripts folder within the active environment. By default, calling pip install directly will install the package requests into the default version, Python 3.14. We see the request installing and completing successfully. If we inspect Python 3.14's library, under site packages, we find requests. But check Python 3.12's site packages. It is missing. Pip is present but unconfigured. Let's clear the screen. Instead, we want to target installing requests into Python version 3.12. To do this, use py-3.12 followed by the -m flag to invoke pip and install requests. That's the command. We use the Python launcher start menu to select version 3.12, just like selecting Notepad over calculator. The -m flag executes the pip module associated specifically with that version of Python. Then we run install requests. When we execute this now, the package installs inside Python 3.12. Installation complete. Let's check Python 3.12's site packages. Let's select. Requests is successfully present. Use the Python Launcher dashboard to install packages into targeted versions. Relying on pip alone without flags installs into the default starred active version, which is 3.14. This is indicated by the list command. Keep your versions isolated and organized.